They are a parent company and they own several brands. They are expanded out international, but their headquarters is in Seattle, Washington. Actually, they're on Utah Street or something like that, because I was really confused while doing the research. But they are located out of Seattle. That's where they came from. And now they are worldwide. They have 349,000 employees from the last count. That may be a 2019 or a 2020 number. I am not completely sure, but that's a lot of employees, especially when you talk about, a company that's mostly coffee shops. Their fiscal year ends in September, and that's probably because that's their anniversary. So they actually are just ending their fiscal year if they didn't end it on the 1st. But the only thing I know is their fiscal year ends in September. So if you own Starbucks stock, they are doing really, really amazing things right now. And we're going to get to that later because Starbucks is giving away money. But this company, over the last couple of years, I'm going to throw out some stats. Get your Google account ready. This is 2019 to 2020. So these aren't the most current numbers. I didn't dig into the recent numbers. That's your homework. You have to do that. But from 2019 to 2020, and I always go back to these numbers because this is before the world stood still, before the pandemic, before the stimmies. This is really just shows how well they were doing in 2019 and how things kind of slowed down in 2020, if they slowed down, which most companies did. And then you compare that later to 2021 numbers. And that's why I do it that way. So their revenue was down 11.28% year over year from 2019 to 2020. And an account and revenue is the total amount of income generated by the sale of goods and services related to the primary operations of the business. So commercial revenue may be referred to as sales or as turnover. Some companies receive revenue from interest, royalties, or other fees. So this company lost 11.28% of their revenue in that transition from 2019 to 2020 when everything shut down. Their net profit margin was down negative 70.91% year over year, 2019 to 2020. And net profit is the difference between, the difference between net and gross profit because I talk about it all the time. But just in case you forgot, just in case you don't got your Google open, net profit is basically after you take out taxes, interest paid on debt, and all of that other stuff. So net is what goes into your back pocket after you cash your check. Before the government take all their money, that's gross profit. After they take their money, it's net. That's what you catch. That's what you catch in your net. Net profit is calculated for us and provided on the income statement. So shout out to all my fans of the income statement. I'm a big fan of the income statement, but you know me, I'm a cash flow guy. That's my number one chart, but I love the income statement. Much love to that. All right, so net income for the Starbucks company was down 72.22% year over year, 2019 to 2020. So these three numbers basically tell me that the company wasn't doing too well, but it's to be expected. You got all these people in coffee shops, everybody working from home. So you got employees in the coffee shop, you got people working from home, nobody really, going out like they was supposed to. Midtown Manhattan at some time in 2020, at certain times during that year, was a ghost town. And Midtown Manhattan is almost never a ghost town. So that just tells you that, all those people who are out and about from working, people go to their office buildings and then they go out for lunch. They go back to their office buildings. Before work, you go to the coffee shop, and then you go to work. After work or on your lunch break, you go there. So they weren't getting that foot traffic. But I love Starbucks because they were innovative. They were, in my opinion, one of the first restaurants who actually started opening up drive-throughs and pickup service. They were really, really quick on the ball. And I may be wrong because that's not quantitative data. I don't have the numbers, but Brittany's going to correct me if I said that wrong. But that's not quantitative data. That's just from my viewpoint, from in my local area. Starbucks was one of the first companies to actually start, really ramp up that pick up from store, that delivery and all of that, because they had a product to sell, and Starbucks is really about ingenuity. So with their revenue down, net profit down, and their income down, this company is hungry for growth. And that's what makes me think I may want to invest in this company. That's why company you may want to invest, because if you know Starbucks history, like I just told you, that Starbucks is going to get their money, and they're going to change the game. They're going to change how things are done, just like they did it in the 90s when coffee shops were run by mom and pop stores. They're going to reinvent the retail coffee game, and that's something that Dunkin' hasn't done. Now, I heard about these Amish brothers or Dublin brothers, Dutch Brothers Coffee. Yeah, they're Dutch Brother Coffee. There's IPO. I'm not a Starbucks fanboy. So if you want to invest in them, go ahead. I haven't been over to that side of the country yet, so I haven't had no Dutch Brothers Coffee. So I can't hate on them. They may be doing some innovative stuff too, but I know Dunkin' is stuck in the 1990s. They haven't changed since I worked there. Well, they do got some turkey bacon, but they got some vegetable options and the avocado toast. But Starbucks is where it's at. All right, you think I'm bragging? You think that like I'm just secretly a Starbucks lover? I just love the company. I don't like their product, but